we can put dimensions onto this drawing. We'll put a simple width dimension here and a length dimension on the top view. So the width dimension will be a primitive which we call horizontal dimension. We'll call this the top view width dim, and its type will be horizontal dimension. Now, a horizontal dimension takes a start point and an end point. Those are the two required inputs. So the start point will be the outside corner of this arm. So we'll measure the width from the outside corner of this arm to the outside corner over here. So this would be we have robot assembly, and then within that is the actual robot, and then its body, and then its arms 0. And we'll take the vertex in the top left rear, let's say. And the end point will be the other arm, the arms 1, top right rear. Then we'll add this to the objects of the top view. We'll include the top view width dim as one of the objects for the top view. We compile that, we update, and there it is. It looks correct, but the font size is a bit big, the arrows are a bit big, and the witness lines don't come out enough, so it's stepping on top of the actual geometry. Now, the easiest way to fix this is to make this an annotation object rather than a normal object. Annotation objects are specified in the drawing view space. So instead of directly going for this point from the robot assembly, we will take the viewpoint, and there's a function called viewpoint that you apply to the view itself. So the top view, we can take its viewpoint given this point in global 3D space. So again, if we're specifying this as annotation objects, then we want to give the start point and the end point in terms of drawing coordinates or local view coordinates, not global 3D coordinates. And using this viewpoint function is how we achieve that. Now you see something going across here, but the font size now is way too small, and the dimension itself is also not correct. Let's fix that. We want to increase the font size. We want to adjust the dimension itself. So the way to do that is we give a character size, and let's say 10. And that will be 10 points in drawing space. And that way the character size won't change based on the scale of the view that we're looking at. Let's make the character size be 10. Let's see what that looks like just doing that. So now it's legible at least. Make it a bit bigger. Let's go for 15. Except the scale is still off. This is showing this 281 is coming out in drawing coordinates, and that's not the intention. We want this to come out in model space. So to fix that, we can add a dim scale. And the dim scale should be 1 divided by, or the inverse of the actual view scale. So we can just divide by the top view scale. So now we're back to 5.0. Now these witness lines are way too short, almost non-existent. We actually want to bring this dimension all the way up here so that it clears. Let's make the witness line length be, let's try 80. And that's probably okay. Now the witness lines themselves probably don't have to be that long, so we can give a witness line gap. Let's make a witness line gap of 60. And we can make it extend the witness line ext. We'll give it some extension. We could use some formulas to compute all this, but it may be quicker just to eyeball it and make a few adjustments and recompile. So there's our top view width dim. Now let's do a top view length dim. You can copy a lot of the same things here. So I'm going to copy that top view width dim and transform this into a top view length dim. This would be a vertical dimension instead of horizontal. We want to go front to rear. So both of these are going to be on the left, but we'll go from the front to the rear. So there we have it. It's offsetting in the wrong direction. So to correct for that, we specify flip leaders T, or we could have reversed the start and the end points as well. Now we need some gap. Give a witness line gap. Now we're getting off the drawing. For the top view, we can specify a view scale, which is some multiple less than 1 of the child. So now this fits in the view, as we've scaled the whole thing down a little bit. That's something that should be done automatically, but right now, annotation objects do not get included when computing the scale for the view. So you have to scale it down a bit.